University and the American Museum of Natural History helped guide the project.
We were surprised by the level of mislabeling.
The two students also tested a cockroach found inside a New York apartment, and what they discovered would be surprising to say the least.
A bug expert could not tell the difference between the cockroach that we found and a normal American cockroach just by looking at it. We found that it was just genetically distinct, genetically different.
What a discovery. DeMarco Morgan, New York Nightly News.
Wow, here to tell us now about the DNAHouse project is Trinity School senior Matthew Cost, whom you just saw in the package, and his advisor from Rockefeller University, Jesse Ausubel. Gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Matthew, first tell me, everyone thinks they watch CSI, they understand DNA and all that, including myself. But tell me about the DNA barcoding, first of all, what that means essentially.
DNA barcoding is a very fast and very accurate way of testing to see what you're dealing with, to see what the specimen is. It's looking at a standardized part of the DNA that is unique to each animal. So as opposed to looking at all of it, you just look at this very small part, and it's much quicker and easier to tell what you're dealing with.
And we heard the numbers in there, but what surprised you most about what you discovered right in your own neighborhood?
Well, personally, I just couldn't believe that we found something that could be a new species of cockroach. I mean, that's very, very surprising. I certainly didn't expect anything like that.
Jesse, talk about Rockefeller and this idea of opening up DNA discovery to high school students. I think you did this last year as well.
This is the second project we've done, and we call it citizen science.
Right.
And it used to be, until pretty recently, you had to have a very sophisticated laboratory, and you had to have a pass to the library, so to say. But now with the internet, young people like Matt and Brenda can go out into the world, collect specimens, and get the DNA extracted, and then use the internet to learn about the world around them. It's like a world of Star Trek. We're not far away from having barcoder devices where people will be able to wander through Central Park or their kitchens or a grocery store and really learn what they're buying.
So the technology, the science is arguably making it open up to more people, more accessible.
Millions of people, tens of millions of people will be able to do this instead of just a few people in white lab coats.
Well, Matthew, what attracted you to this?
Well, I'd taken a biology course in high school before, but really just the idea of going out and looking at my environment, looking at New York City in a completely different way. Because that's really all we knew going into it. My classmate Brenda Tan and I, who conducted the project, who collected the samples. Yeah. We knew that we were going to be using DNA, but we didn't really know how. Right. So that was, fascinating to me. What could I find? How was I going to explore just my home and supermarkets and my school and just the places I would be in Manhattan.
All right, and again, DeMarco covered it in a story, but again, some of the things you found, the tilapia fish as opposed to what? As opposed to tuna?
Tuna,
right?
yes. Tuna, of course, is a big saltwater fish. Sure. Tilapia is a freshwater fish, farmed usually. 1 in 6 of the food products was inaccurately labeled. And always something inexpensive as something expensive.
You brought a couple things here that were accurately labeled, Matthew?
Yeah, these were both accurately labeled. And this is a little bit more about how versatile and how surprising DNA can be. Right. Because you look at something like this, a heavily processed dog treat that's ground into a paste and then cooked into these little bones. You wouldn't expect there to be usable DNA, but you see it says bison right here, and actually came back positive for bison DNA. And also,
this came back as what?
This came back as ostrich feather, which, it's another surprise. You think it might be synthetic, or if it was real, it was, treated or baked or cooked in some way.
I'm so relieved, because that's what I dust my home with. Ostrich feather.
Of course.
You know what I mean, Eddie, over there? Yeah, hi, Eddie. All right, gentlemen, thanks so much. Congratulations to you. Are you going to pursue this now? I heard you want to be a musician or something.
Well, I'm definitely going to study biology in college as an avocation, but probably not as my major.
Okay, all right.
Well, Brenda will be a science major.
There you go. All right, congratulations to you both. Still ahead, the countdown to 2010 is on. We'll check in on Times Square for the preparations. Plus, Bill de Blasio will be taking office in the new year as the city's new public advocate. What's on his agenda? He tells senior correspondent Gabe Pressman.